Hello, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Hello, good afternoon. Bakit naka-live stream tayo?
Para ma-save po sir yung meeting.
Okay, sige. Wala naman viewers to or something. Anyway, sorry na-late ako. Galing akong lab. Ayun. So if ready na kayo, we can start naman. Dito na ba lahat? 14. Parang kulang tayo class-wise. Nasaan yung iba? Alam niyo ba?
Nagpa-excuse po sir basta may nagpa-excuse po sir na may appointment daw po. So baka hindi po maka-attend. Tapos yung isa po, baka malate po for 30 minutes. Di ko lang po sure sa other members ng class. Pero recorded naman po in case di sila maka-attend.
Sige, for the leading group, yung D-Light group, paki-ensure na lang na alam nila yung gagawin tomorrow. Yung mga wala dito, I mean.
Yes po, sir. Noted. Nag-start na po ba kami?
Hello, sorry, ano yan?
Mag-start na po kami.
Yes, when you're ready, pwede na.
Good afternoon, everyone. I apologize in advance for the background noise, but welcome to the production briefing of the Light's very own pumpkin peering. I'm Renee, and I will be introducing you to the topic at hand, while Ethan will be the one to give the details of the production assignment, that is, task allocations and the like. So before we start, I would also like to inform everyone that a copy of the necessary information for the production will be given and distributed after the meeting. So to start off, I'll be giving you a brief overview of the product. So the product form is a puree. So the name itself, it's called a pumpkin puree. Puree, it's a liquid, yung parang mash and crush na version ng ating paboritong kalapasa. So, yung type ng container na gagamitin natin is aluminum can. And yung microorganism of concern is Clostridium botulinum since low acid nga siya. So when we say low acid, yun nga yung parang C. botulinum ang ating microorganism of concern. So other essential information as flashed on the screen, F value is 3.62 minutes and yung reference the temperature is 121 degrees Celsius. So next. To give you a glimpse of the process flow, please refer to the diagram presented. The acquisition of the pumpkin raw material is done first, along with its transportation to the location of processing. To start, the pumpkins should be subjected to the triple wash technique, making use of soap, water, and other cleaning methods appropriate. In this case, it was specified na 50 ppm chlorine solution yung gagamitin din for washing yung outer skin ng pumpkin. So the vines and leaves are removed and the product is chopped and divided into quarters with its seed removed. So the overall quality of the pumpkin is then assessed and inspected for ripeness and imperfections. Once the material has been approved for use, pumpkins are peeled and further and are subjected to steaming for 10 to 20 minutes or until it is soft. The product is then transferred to a pot, then homogenized through mashing. So to ensure that excess water is removed, yung crushed pumpkin is i-filter siya using a cheesecloth. Then afterwards, para ma-secure ulit na wala nang excess talaga na water, is-strain yung puree. Then, yung pureed pumpkin, i-heat siya with a steam-jacketed kettle transferred into a 2T aluminum cans with 1/2 inch na headspace. Yung cans are retorted then at 121 degrees Celsius. So the sanitation and disinfection procedures, sorry, next slide. Ayan. So sa processing timeline, yung sanitation and disinfection procedures natin, they're estimated to take about an hour and yung ingredient preparation and processing to consume about 2 to 3 hours. Thus, in total, yung estimated duration ng processing will take approximately 4 hours. Next, for the processing timeline, flashed in the screen is the Gantt chart meant to display the overall process production. To further the discussion, Ethan will take over sa mga susunod pa na details.
Alright, so for our task delegation, so again, this meeting is recorded. So kung may concerns kayo or anything, please let me know. You can message me or Rene or any of the low acid group if you have any concerns sa delegation. So let's start with the preparation of chlorine solutions. So this is going to be 200 ppm for the floor, surface, and utensil disinfection, and 50 ppm for the sanitizing of our pumpkins. So that will be 3 people, Ariel, Nicole, and Joshua. So again, if you have any concerns, if you would like to do another task, just let me know and then we can make adjustments here. Disinfection of workspaces. So that's going to have 4 people there. That's Becca, Lexi, Yana, and Ayan. So can you see a thumbs up from Becca, Lexi, Yana, and Ayan? Ayan, okay. So just let me know again if you have any concerns. Alright, moving on. Gathering and washing of utensils and equipment. So collect all the necessary equipment. And by the way, the list of the necessary equipment, it's in the file. You should have access to that file already. So Mayan, William, Bea, and Shello. I believe all of you are here. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Alright. So next, preparation of cans for heat penetration analysis. So on the side of the 2 to 3 cans, mount the thermocouple receptacles at the geometric center. So we've done this in our previous exercise 3. So that's going to be Renee, Claire, and Adi. Thumbs up if you are here. Ayan, okay, very good. We move on to the next part. So the washing. Subject the pumpkins to a triple washing technique. So wash and scrub with water the pumpkins. It's a very thick rind, so take note that we will rinse it with a 50 ppm chlorine solution and then remove the soil and other unwanted particles. We will do preliminary inspection of the ingredient surfaces. So this one's actually very simple. Of course, if the color of the pumpkin is a little bit darker than the rest, then we will remove just that portion. No? So that's Ariel, Joshua, Nicole, and William for the washing part. So can I see a thumbs up? I believe most of you are here. Okay, thank you. Removal of vines, leaves, chopping. Removal of seeds and inspection of flesh. This one might seem very intimidating, yung chopping portion. So manually remove the vines and leaves of the pumpkin, plus chopping it into quarters and inspect the flesh for blemishes or imperfection, and then discard that one. So that's Becca, Yana, Shello, and Ayan. So please be safe with the knife. I'll be going over the SOPs later. Next is the peeling portion. After peeling, return to the assigned personnel for further chopping into smaller pieces. So again, quarters, 2 slices, and then for further chopping. So that's Renee, Lexi, Kyle, and Ethan. That's me. And then moving on to softening, mashing, and straining. Soften the pumpkins under a steamer for 10 to 12 minutes until soft. So this one, we will help you with this one. So we will send an instructional video using a steam jacketed kettle, just so you're familiar how to use it. So 10 to 20 minutes until soft, and then transfer it to a pot and mash the pumpkins using an immersion blender or a potato masher. So whichever is available. Of course, we will adjust depending on the equipment. And then remove excess water using cheesecloth. Strain the puree using a strainer. So we have our cheesecloth. We will provide this tomorrow. And we will also use the strainer found in the PFP. So William, Carlos, and Ariel. Thumbs up. Okay. Moving on, this one is the cooking and packaging. So heat the pureed pumpkin into a big pot. So 82 to 87.8 degrees Celsius. Of course, the thermometer will be provided tomorrow. Fill the 2 tea cans with heated puree to a normal filling height with 1/2 inch head space. Right? So seal the cans using the can sealer. Insert the thermocouple into the 3 cans. So that's Nicole, Mayan, Adi, Claire, thumbs up. And then lastly, second to the last, retort the cans at 121 degrees Celsius. The water inside the retort must have a temperature of 78 to 80 degrees Celsius. So, me and Bea, retorting process. Okay, this one lastly. So the cutout tests, this one's very, very crucial. So physicochemical, so measuring of the physical condition, so can size, net weight, can condition, so evidence of leakage, presence of leakage, rust, dents, and any other deformities, aroma, texture, consistency, color, vacuum reading, and pH. So William, Bea, Ian, Becca, Lexi, and Shello. So that's 6 people for the physicochemical analysis. Thumbs up. And then for sensory evaluation, appearance, aroma, consistency, texture, flavor, overall quality. That would be me, Yana, Mayan, Claire, Renee, and Kyle. Also 6 people. And lastly, for microbiology, analysis of possible microorganisms. So total plate count, mesophilic anaerobic spore formers not producing H2S, and all the things mentioned here. Adi, Carlos, Joshua, Ariel, Nicole. So for the cutout tests, please take a look again at the timeline. Cutout tests will happen from week 19 onward. So that's going to be from Wednesday up to onwards until we finish the cutout tests plus the analysis portion. So I hope everyone is ready for that. We move on to the standard protocols. So very important, no, in this pilot food plant that we remain professional and orderly. Again, we have a few rules, no, in our pilot food plant. One of which is do not, no using of the voice, no talking as much as possible. So everyone knows what they are going to do. Again, that's the reason why everyone is assigned a specific task. No, so don't talk inside the pilot food plant. Don't forget your PPEs. So let's go over this one. This one quickly. So for good manufacturing practices, so the equipment will be sanitized, right? Only the raw materials that pass the initial quality check must be used in the production process. Discard unusable raw materials such as but not limited to seeds, rind, skin, stem, and rotten portion. So for this one, trash bag, right? And we want to prevent using unclean boots in entering the facility. So I hope that makes it clear now. Good hygiene practices. All students must wash their hands and wear clean closed clothing. This one's very easy. And then proper sanitation procedures, cleaning of the work surfaces. Students must remove any jewelry, watches, accessories. So paulit-ulit, no, pero we have to repeat this one. Standard operating procedures. So preparation of chlorine solutions, disinfection, and gathering of the equipment. So again, everything's listed in a list of tasks to do. Moving on, we're almost done. All manufacturing steps must undergo quality and sensory tests before other steps. So in terms of the temperature, we have to be very specific, no? Kasi provided naman yung thermometer. So let's keep it at the specific temperature. Let's try not to go over or under. And then, in terms of the calibration, all materials are calibrated, especially the thermometer, so no worries for this one. All processing steps must be documented and recorded. We'll double check with this tomorrow with the PFP if usage of devices is allowed. If so, the devices will be sealed inside a Ziploc bag. So, with disinfecting then yung sa phone. Good hygiene practices, so 2 layers of protective clothing. So, bring your own gloves. Currently, our gloves are very small. So, kung malaking kamay nyo, bring your own gloves. Personal recommendation for gloves would be plastic food-grade gloves. Let's try not to use the latex rubber gloves since we are handling food. Avoid touching your face and other parts of the body. And then, student may leave and for the water breaks. So, we understand mainit. So, go ahead, have your water breaks. Again, going back to our preparation of the pumpkin puree, let's follow the steps accordingly. So that's the reason why we have the process flow diagram. We expect everyone to read and go over it so that, we don't have any mistakes. And then in terms of the food safety, let's try our best to adhere to all of these practices. The important part here is the labeling process. So all finished products must be properly labeled and stored into a clean, dry, and secure area. So we will double check where's the final storage of the products, if it's inside the PFP or if we will take it somewhere else. No. And of course, if there is any injury, pag nadulas kayo, of course, you have to contact any one of the low acid team or Sir D. You have to report any injury. So some of the standard operating procedures, inspection of the finished product for quality and safety, and documentation, and retorting also of the sealed cans. And then this one, the last one. So all constituents inside the plant are prohibited to speak during the manufacturing process. Ayun. So are there any questions? Raise ng hand, or maybe you can chat sa akin in this Zoom. Baka you have any questions. Or si Sir, maybe you have any questions regarding our plan.
May list of questions ako actually dito, pero kahit last na ako, kung meron muna. From the team, go ahead. Kung meron muna from the class. Pero ako may list of questions ako related to your process na ginagawa now. Ayun. So wala bang may questions from the class? Kasi if wala, ako na yung magtatanong. Pero hugas lang ako ng kamay kasi nag-handle actually ako ng samples right now. Wait lang mga 1 minute. Ayun, so hindi ko pa na-check yung production time nyo. Actually, dapat yung matagal before yung production, yung deadline yan para ma-check ko ng maigi. Kaya lang gusto ko i-maximize yung time nyo na makagawa ng production na maayos. So, given that, bibase ko lang yung questions ko sa present nyo now. Pero tonight, I will check at least kahit pahapyaw para ensure na okay tayo for tomorrow. Anyway, so first yung question dyan sa process, actually nasa tamang slide na tayo. Medyo hindi ako sure dun sa triple wash technique. Yung nilayout nyo kasi na SOP kanina is rinse ng water and then chlorine. So yun yung triple washing na. Kasi usually pag triple washing, meron pang initial na step involving detergent or surfactant. Kaya siya triple wash. So triple wash is ayun. So usually it's detergent, water, and then sanitizer. Pero in this case, parang water and then sanitizer lang siya. So pwedeng pa-clarify lang nun kung ano talaga yung process. Hello? Narinig ba ako? Nag-uusapan niyo pa ba? Go lang.
Sir, sorry. Ano po kasi, like, dun, may nabasa po kasi ako from FAO. na kung parang hindi raw po kasi parang hindi po kasi advisable na hugasan with soap yung surface po ng vegetable. So, hindi ko po sure kung ganun din po ba kapag sa prawn. So, ang ginawa na lang po namin is yung water and then yung chlorine solution. Yun, sir.
Ayun,
So,
sige.
gusto ko lang din ipa-clarify.
Sige, ayun, kina-clarify ko lang kung ano yung actually napili nyo na process. Kasi yun nga, may concerns about use of soap. Medyo confusing lang kasi yung nagamit na term is triple wash, which is ganun. So kung ganun, yun, clarify ko lang naman kung may soap bang gagamitin or water and chlorine lang. Tapos in the same process na rin, yung time, in general to, pero specifically na rin dito, yung time and temperature nyo sa mga sanitation, parang hindi yata na-detail ba kanina? Especially for ito ring for pumpkin, talaga bang rinse lang? Kahit like, sabihin nyo kung 5 seconds, 10 seconds sana, para may define lang.
Sige po, we will define na lang po later, sir. We'll edit na lang po. Although
Sige.
napas na po kasi namin yung prod plan kanina. So,
Sige, pakiayos na lang din.
sige po.
Sige. So, ayun, others, yung Gantt chart nyo, good job on the Gantt chart. Medyo late na and hindi na for grading purposes. Pero, sige nga, if ever may magawa kayo after this deadline, if ever, pero syempre before production na. If may magawa pa kayong additional stuff, pwede nyo naman isend sa akin. I would consider it nakasama pa ng prod plan nyo. Yung Gantt chart nyo, okay naman to na for the day. Medyo, wait, may color coding ba to? Ano yung sabihin ng colors? Month, tapos may gagawin, tapos month. Okay, never mind. Yung Gantt chart, okay for the day, pero if kaya nyo pa, maganda rin na may Gantt chart tayo for the day itself. So parang by hours, para alam natin kung ano dapat yung ginagawa for a certain period. Yung mga following, medyo magulo yung notes ko, pero yung mga following na comments ko ay related to organization. So first of all, maganda kung may Gantt chart tayo for the day. Para lang alam natin yung nag-overtime na ba tayo, should we speed up, kaya ba natin mag-slow down. Syempre in general as fast as possible. Pero para lang alam natin kung nasa na tayo in a process. That's one. Second, napansin ko naman dun sa task delegations nyo, if you would move kahit sa isang part lang nun. Ayun. Ang concern ko is sequential kasi siya. For example, hindi ako pwede makapag-start ng removal of vines and leaves nang hindi pa wash yung pumpkins. Hindi ako pwede mag-peel na hindi pa nagagawa yung before, and so on and so forth. So ang concern ko dito, if 4 people per process ito, ang mangyayari, malilimit yung work for one step na 4 people ang gumagawa, tapos naghihintay yung remaining 16 or so, or ilan ba? Anyway, tapos pag natapos sila, ganun din sa next, tapos ganun din sa next. So, i-consider na rin lang yun, unless may iba ba silang ginagawa during the process. Ayun. So, pwede kasing either pwedeng mas maraming tao muna or kasi hindi naman to mangyayari ng sabay-sabay kasi nga sequential processes to. O yun. So, consider na rin lang yun or like may comments or answer ba kayo doon?
Ay, sige po sir. Ayusin po namin. Pero based naman po dun sa mismong assignment, may mga people po na uulit po ng gagawin. Although, isi-streamline na lang po namin yung assignments para kung halimbawa hindi pa tapos yung ganitong group, pwede nilang pwede silang gumawa sa ibang tasks.
Yes, mag-ready kayo. Kunwari baba ka nga ulit ng table. Kunwari kasi itong sanitation, may mauulit talaga kasi iba-ibang stages to. Pero for example, sabay-sabay nyo naman gagawin lahat ng sanitation. For the next step, pwede pa baba dun sa following page ito. Kunwari yan, ayun nga, ang ina-expect ko mangyayari niyan kung susundin natin to strictly, may 4 na nag-wash ng pumpkins, tapos meron sa ating 15 na naghihintay ng mga tao. Naghihintay tapos yung pag-wash ng pumpkin. So ayun, very inefficient yun kung ganun yung susundin natin. So be ready to have modifications na lang for that. Kasi pwede nyo man sundin pero sayang yung tao. Talaga. Ayun. So ayun. Next is, meron ba kayong facilitators? Kunwari, may 4 na tao sa washing step. Meron bang naka-assign na in charge for each of that na alam talaga yung gagawin? Or like, medyo mahirap kasing mag-expect rin na alam lahat ng gagawin nila just from this briefing. Kaya sana merong monitors. Kahit naman sa actual industry level production, meron tayong mga supervisors, line supervisor, etc., overall manager. May mga ganun ba tayo for this? Para lang may nag-ensure na nag-flow nung maayos yung... Siyempre kasi hindi ko rin kaya yun masyado. I will try, pero hindi ko naman gamay yung process nyo. Saka dapat monitor lang talaga ako. Yan.
Disclaimer lang po. Ay, sorry po.
Sige, go lang.
So,
disclaimer.
disclaimer for everyone. So, this, yung present po namin na assignments, baka mag-change po siya. Pero ibibigay naman namin yung handout, itong PowerPoint na present namin. Ibibigay namin sa inyo para pwede nyo balikan kung ano yung mga gagawin nyo. And as for the supervision, meron po sa group namin na assigned people for na magli-lead for production, namely si William and si Becca. Although looking back, parang medyo konti nga kung dalawa lang sila. Pero may assigned na rin naman po kami for supervision and yung isa and scheduling. Pwede po kaming tumulong. 4 po kami doon, pwede po kami magtulong-tulong. Pero for this one, since baka mag-redelegate po kami ng personnel. So ayusin na po namin after this meeting para ma-familiarize na rin po ng iba yung gagawin nila. And we'll also assign leaders po for each tasks. Yun po.
Ayun, sige. Good yung may assigned leaders para kasi may sure na kunwari may questions yung others regarding paano gagawin yung step na yun. Alam agad. Yung 2 tao na overall supervisor for a group of 18 kayo, no? 18. Actually, more than enough na yun. Usually nga isa lang for that group. Pero in an industry setting kasi yun, kung saan expected na lahat parang ilang buwan or ilang taon na ginagawa yung trabaho nila, etc. Pero given na pilot scale to, we should expect na hindi natin masyadong alam. Para tayong naglalab, honestly, para tayong nag-experiment 1, experiment 2, experiment 3 na kung naalala nyo, medyo nangangapa talaga. So, have an expectation na ganun. Similar to that, yung note ko rin dun sa no talking, that is ideal. Hopefully, ganun nga talaga. Pero prioritize nyo na maayos yung process. Hindi nga kayo nagsasalita for micro purposes and tahimik tayo purposes, pero hindi nyo na maalam yung gagawin natin. So, hindi natin gusto yun. So, hopefully lang, no talking, pero wag kayong matakot mag-communicate or like, idealize yun eh. Hindi ko naman kayo i-rate negatively or anything kung nag-uusap kayo about it. Wag lang kayong magulo at wag obviously excessive yung noise level. Pero otherwise, yun, minimize lang ninyo. Otherwise, kailangan nyo talaga mag-usap, lalo na medyo, I mean, having gone through this, medyo magulo talaga. Kailangan nyo mag-usap. Ayun. So, next, SSOP, nabanggit ko na to. Kailangan nyo na lang define time, temperature, concentrations for everything. For example, tables, 200 ppm, X minutes, etc. etc. Nakalagay ba dyan? So, check na. Ayun, wala. So, kailangan define talaga siya. Kasi, kaya nga siya tinawag na standard kasi standardized na siya. So, pag ganyan, up to interpretation or expertise nung gagawa yan. So yan, i-define nyo lang kung ano ba yung mga yan. Mukha namang meron na kayong definition kasi kanina may preparation of chlorine solutions kayo na certain concentrations. Lagyan nyo na lang ng time. Lagyan nyo lang kung para saan gagamitin yung itch tapos yung exposure time. Yun yung, every time masisanitize kayo sa industry, yun yung kailangan nyo i-define. Ano yung gagamiting sanitizer, paano yung process for it, anong concentration niya, And then, ano yung contact time niya. And then, if meron pang other steps na washing, rinsing, etc. So, yun yung mga kailangan nyo i-consider for sanitation. Ano pa ba? Yung potato masher, nakita ko, dumaan ako sa PFP actually kanina to check up on your preparations. Yung potato masher, nakalimutan ko yung name eh. Pero yung potato masher ba na to is yung parang handheld na parang spatula type. Ganun yung gagamitin.
Opo, sir. Supposedly po kasi ang nag-request din po kami ng immersion blender para for yun nga, baka hindi po available sa PFP. So, nag-potato masher na lang po kami.
Ayun, meron bang nag-consult ba kayo sa PFP for recommendations? Sila ba nagsabi ng potato masher? Pwede naman, definitely viable ang potato masher, pero it might take too long.
Parang na lang po kami. Naghanap na lang po kami ng alternative on our own. Tapos nakita namin.
Sige. Try ko dumaan or kung may kaya, try dumaan din sa PFP tomorrow, siguro morning if ever. Kasi, hindi ko sure kung applicable pero meron silang parang, forgot the name, pero meron silang press. Yung sinasabi ko dati na pinampiga namin ng tubo na possible na magagamit nyo for puree. I'm envisioning at mas malaki yung yield nun and mas mabilis dun than manual potato masher nyo. Just check up on that kasi worried ako na maging bottleneck to.
Sir, nag-request po ako ng homogenizer. Hindi ko pa alam kung anong purpose nun, pero sinerge ko po kasi parang
Homogenizer. Itsura ng
Pero
homogenizer.
meron din po baka po yung sinasabi niya po ay juicer or peeler. Pulper po pala yung sabi niya po sa tubo. Meron din po ako nakita dun po sa list ng PFP. Pero homogenizer po yung pina-reserve ko.
Sige. Tignan na lang natin kung ano. Hindi kasi ako familiar kung anong ibig sabihin ng PFP with homogenizer. Hindi ba yun yung ginagamit sa? Tignan na lang natin din. Sige. Pero sana in ganyan, consult with PFPs. Kasi mas alam nila yung equipment. Ayun. So, ano pa ba? Ayun. Kung kaya, try na rin lang natin mag-check sa morning. Ayun. Mga 3 more points. Ayun. Next is documentation. So, mag-try kayo mag-video for the documentation purposes. Pero, meron ba tayong in charge na mag-document talaga? Someone who would take notes, record data, monitor actually kung nafa-follow ba yung sanitation. Dati for example, under Ma'am Joyce, kasama sa checklist. Ayun na pala, yung checklist niya hindi ko pa nakikita dito, no? So, dapat meron kasing may hawak ng mga checklist na yun and sila yung gumagamit. For example, yung parang very basic na ginagawa natin sa start ng experience natin, may checklist tayo ng PPE checklist. Sine-check lang natin if tama yung hygiene, tama yung PPE ng bawat personnel. So that's one example ng checklist natin. And meron sanang personnel, merong staff na naka-assign in documenting those. As well as documenting data, gano karaming raw materials pumapasok, gano karaming product lumalabas, nafa-follow ba yung mga time temperatures, sanitation, operating procedures, etc. May tao ba for documentation? Like, sino dapat dun? Yun ba ay gagawin ng overall supervisors, etc.?
May na-delegate na rin po kami, sir, for supervision. So, may tao naman.
Okay, so siya na rin yung documentation. If tama ba? Tama pagkakaintindi ko.
Dalawa po kami ni Yana. Supervision and scheduling po yung assigned sa amin. So, i-define na lang po namin kung ano po yung gagawin namin. Pero most likely kami rin po yung assigned for that sa documentation.
Sige, i-define nyo na lang kasi tas ensure din na hindi naman masyadong marami yung ginagawa nyo kung ganun. Kasi you have to remember, pero focus tayo on this right now, pero we have to remember na yung gagamitin natin yung experiences natin. Don't worry, mas chill na yung next activity after matapos tong entire productions. Pero ang intention sana is gagamitin natin yung experience natin as food processors para mag-prepare naman ng parang draft as a plan based on our experiences. So, So maganda na na-record natin para alam natin kung saan may notes. As well as yung production report nyo, kailangan din yung mga recorded data nyo. For example, ano yung yield, ilan yung pumapasok na raw material. Kunwari sa inyo, ilang kilo ng pumpkin yung pumasok. Tapos ilang cans or anong weight ng product na lumabas, etc. Important data yon. Ano yung weight ng waste ninyo? Mga ganun ang kinukuha natin in a pilot scale production also. Ganun. Ano yung problems, ano yung concerns, etc. Ayun. So, make sure lang kung kayong dalawa yun, supervision, documentation, scheduling, make sure na hindi kayo overwhelmed or consider kung kaya nyo magdagdag ng tao. Kasi baka spread too thin kayo considering na mabibigat na trabaho lahat yun. Tapos, yun, tapos, saan tayo? Ito, okay, facilitators, micro. Ayun. Hindi ko nakita kung ilang product yung target ninyo. Kasi important yun for, I have to check to make sure na may enough products kayo for all your cutout tests as well as may remaining for samples. So ayun. Nakalagay ba siya anywhere na may mapapakita kayo na? Like ilang products plano nyo and why?
20 cans po, sir. Kasi, i-clarify ko lang po, sir. For the cut-out test, dapat po ba, parang meron kaming initial, tapos meron kami, initial findings, tapos meron kaming magte-test. Magte-test din kami after ilang weeks sa storage.
Ayun, yun yung next note ko. Good question. For the physical-chemical, sensory, of course. Siyempre, hindi tayo before and after sa sensory. For everything, hindi tayo i-storage na except for micro. So, yung sensory, yung physical-chem, yung mga basic na net weight, vacuum, gross weight, drain weight, etc. It could be immediately after, it could be the day after with no storage na yun or minimal storage. Direct yun. Sa micro, double check niyo yung method sa BAM for canned products. For this naman, sige, I will let you have more time to consult or whatever bago nyo gawin definitely si micro. Pero meron pa dapat yung incubation for 1 to 2 weeks. Depende sa product. Check nyo sa available manuals. So, ayun. Yung sensory, physical, and yung other cutout tests, walang storage yun. Pwede yun ASAP. Yung sensory actually dapat ASAP. Yung micro nyo ang kailangan may incubation kasi tinitignan nyo, ino-observe nyo if meron bang growth or merong deterioration na kita, may lumulobo ba kayong can, may nangangamoy ba, etc. Ayun. I think that's 1 to 2 weeks. Actually, kaya ako pinauna ang low acid group sa pilot scale production kasi mas mahaba slightly yung micro nyo. So, you need that time talaga. Pero yung incubation naman ay iiwan nyo lang sa room temp tas mga 1 to 2 weeks tas tetest nyo ulit.
Pero na po ba, sir, for each cut-out test, like 3 trials each? So, 3 cans?
Yes, yun yung intended. So, may mapapakita mo kayong breakdown ng 20 cans. So, confident lang ako na kahit kahit dictate nyo lang or whatever.
Ano po, sir, kasi akala kasi namin at first, meron kaming before and after. So, before for physical, tapos after 2 weeks, magpi-physical ulit. So, parang na-doble yung na-project namin na
Okay lang yan.
So,
Okay lang.
Okay po. So,
Better
kaya
na
po
sobra.
20 cans. Opo, yun. So, for 20 cans po, dalawa dun is for heat pen analysis. Kasi if I remember correctly po, dalawa lang yung available na thermocouple na functional sa PFP. So, hindi po 3, kaya ginawa namin 2. So, dalawa for heat pen, 3 for physical. So, that's 5. And then 3 for mic. Mag-ano rin po ba kami ng micro? Like, before? Yung before?
Kahit wala na yung
Storage, tas after storage.
Stored
Okay.
lang.
Okay. So, 3 din po for micro. So, 8 na. Then, 3 din po for last sensory. So, that's ilan na? 11. So may sobra po kaming 9 if ever. Kasi akala kasi namin dodoble. So yun.
Sige, okay na yun. Okay na yung ganong karami. Actually, hindi, medyo sakto lang naman yung 9. Yung note ko doon, ano yung sinabi niyo? Wait lang. Ayun, yung sinabi mo, 2 thermocouples lang yung available. Actually, isa lang magagamit nyo doon for Takan. Kasi if you would remember experiment 3 natin, yung isang thermocouple ay nakalagay sa retort, sa pressure canner, right? So, ayun, isa lang yung for heat penetration. Tanungin na lang din natin si PFP tomorrow kung saan dapat nakalagay yung nag-iisa yung heat penetration. Kasi depende yun sa heat distribution nung pressure canner natin, which is hindi naman natin alam. Okay, minor concern lang yan. Parang kung saan ilalagay yung may heat, may potentiometer. Ayun, so yun nga, nabanggit na rin naman, yung micro double check nyo yung incubation. Pero at least alam nyo na may before and after. Saan nyo nakita yung concept na may incubation pa before? Na-discuss ba yun sa micro nyo before? Or nakita na sa?
Na-discuss po, sir, like yung may incubation time. If tama po yung pakaalala ko nung sa 116 po and 117. 116.
Yes, dapat na-discuss naman yun. Tapos for standard processes, actually, okay, cheat code na. Pero dapat nakita nyo na to at some point eh. Yung main source talaga is yung BAM, FDA BAM, US FDA BAM, Bacteriological Analytical Manual. Tapos, ayun, nandiyan yung mga processes mostly na magagamit nyo. I-cross-check nyo na lang with your FS116. And then, ang kailangan nyo i-consider doon for cutout test, dinouble check ko sa PFP is you have to reserve as soon as possible yung mga yan. Again, pencil book ko na, pero yung pencil book ko facilities lang. And siguro, in-indicate ko sa PFP yung mga possible na kailangan yung gamit. Pero yung actual reservations ng materials, reagents, supplies, kailangan kayo pa rin gumawa. Pero siguro, napaprepare ko na yun in advance. Siguro. Maybe. Ayun. Yun pa lang naman so far. Try na lang to implement yung notes. To double check ko pa yung actual production plan nyo. Tapos, yung mga materials nyo ready na naman, no? Kumusta?
Nagpa-reserve na
kayo?
po.
Ay, hindi. Yung
si-
raw materials.
Andito ba si Nicole? Pero meron na po kami, sir. Sadyang hindi po natuloy yung rescue buy. Kasi hindi po nagre-reply sa amin yung page. So, we had to, naghanap kami emergency, naghanap po kami somewhere na mura po. And,
Saan nyo nakuha to? Palengke, supermarket, etc.
Hindi ko po, andito ba si
Sige.
Nicole?
Sige.
Pero,
After
yeah.
the production, sa production report na lang natin i-discuss.
Okay.
Sige, with
Okay.
that, wala talagang questions from the production team. Kasi, remember, kahit din yung group to, gagawa kayo tomorrow. So like, as much as possible, ma-plancha na natin na alam natin gagawin today kaysa tomorrow, tayo? No talking. Hindi, joke lang. Pag magsalita pa rin kayo tomorrow, please, kailangan nyo magsalita. Wala talaga. Questions. Naka-record naman to, no?
Yes po.
Okay. Kung walang questions, I think okay na tayo for tomorrow. Sir D. Not urgent. Next week na po yung action. Wait lang. Okay, wait lang. May question for me si Kyle. Sir D, tanong na po na sige, not urgent. Next week na po yung actual prod. Yes, next week na yung actual prod ng high acid group. Tuesday rin. Kung tama po, next week po may cutout test for low acid at actual prod for high acid. Yes, tama rin. Tapos po yung schedule po ng location at time for cutout test talaga pong outside class hours. Yes, tama rin. Unfortunately, talagang outside class hours natin nagagawa yung cutout test. Kasi kung pipilitin natin siya na within class hours, hindi tayo papasok sa required times natin ng processes. So, once mag-micro kayo particularly, hindi nyo na talaga magagawa na within class hours yung buhay nyo. So, ayun, talagang kailangan nyo magpa-reserve. You have to coordinate with your classmates, check yung schedule nyo, at check yung willingness ng isa't isa na magbigay ng free time nila for the activities. Tapos, ganyan palalo. Over time sa other subjects na yun. For example, nung nag-thesis na ako, parang may 16, 14 days straight akong bumabalik-balik sa lab. Holidays and weekends included. Anyway, ayun, yun yung answer to that question. Talagang outside class hours po ang cut-out test. And sabay rin po yung kabilis. Pwede po ba nasabay kami sa sked imbes na magagawan po ng slot? What do you mean sabay sa sked? Medyo confused ako. Kunwari sabay kayong gagamit ng microlab? Ganun ba yun? Kunwari sabay kayo sa QC lab, sabay kayo sa microlab. Tama ba? Lingin nyo naman. Na-joke lang. Depende yan sa policy ng PFP. Kung magpapapasok sila ng multiple people at kung gaano karami. Pero kung sa akin lang, walang problema yun. Kasi for example, nung talagang kasagsagan ng activities namin dati, parang 6 na tao kami sa QC Lab, 7. Pero noon yun, nung wala pang COVID. So, pa-check na lang sa PFP. Pero from my part, basta susundin ko yung policy ng PFP on it. Pwede po yan. Yan, confidence. Sige lang. Go. Ayun. So,
Sir, question din po.
yes, go.
For cut-out tests po ba, as a class pa rin po ba siya gagawin? Or yung groups lang na assign? Halimbawa for low acid or high acid?
Actually, ang intended yan is yung group lang mismo na nag-a-assign. Pero since one class naman kayo, pwede kayo mag-usap among yourselves kasi baka mahirap na makahanap ng common time or like free time. So mag-usap na lang din kayo within the class na kung papayag naman yung other group na magpahiram sila ng tao for it. Go lang. Tapos later on, pag sila naman, baka papahiramin nyo rin sila. So depende na sa inyo.
Okay po.
Sir, update on the raw mats. From Palengke po siya. So,
Okay, sige. Kailan nyo nabili pala? Okay pa naman. Bagay, pumpkin naman.
Kanina po kung natuloy po yung plan kahapon. Kasi kahapon po, pumunta po kami Cubao. Kasi maghahanap po kami sa markets doon. Kaso, mahal. Mahal po yung mga pumpkins. So, tas yung daw po, yung nanay nung ka-group namin, pwede raw pong maka-discount dun sa suki niya. So, doon na kami kumuha. Kasi 45 pesos po versus 60, 80 pesos sa market. Pero, nakuha po siya kaninang madaling araw.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I am laughing with you. Kasi ganyan-ganyan yung mga usapan namin ng students kami. Nalas namin sa Cubao Market. Namimirata kami ng magulang na may kilalang ganito sa palengke na ganyan, etc. Ganyan talaga. Good job. Good job sa diskarte. Nakuha siya by 2 a.m. Okay. For example, dati yung talong namin ay kinuha namin sa groupmate namin na may kakilalang tracker ng talong from Nueva Ecija. So like, food tech things. Anyway, okay, good job. Yung high acid group, may problem sa mga, okay na kayo sa materials, reservations? Raw mats, etc. Hello, anyone? Nag-uusapan niyo pa ba? Hello? High acid, go. Like, update lang. Kahit sabihin, sir, wala pa po. It's okay. Pero,
Sir,
nice.
yung sa raw mats ko, naghahanap pa po kami ng bilihan. Wala pa
Okay,
po,
sige.
wala pa po final na sir.
Sige. Medyo mas medyo mas sensitive yung raw mat nyo, so take note na lang. Like, unlike pumpkins, hindi nyo siya pwedeng bilin. Tomato kayo, di ba? Medyo time sensitive siya. So, ayun, take note na lang nun. Ayun lang. So, again, may other questions pa ba for the low acid group as working staff natin, or may questions pa ba kayo sa akin as, again, students? Or about this production, upcoming activities, past activities. Any questions, basically? Next. Anyone? 5 na pala. Ayun. Going once, going twice. Ayun, so kung wala na, try nyo pa ayusin lahat ng kaya nyo ayusin, magpahinga, prepare for tomorrow. Kaya niyan, good luck. And reiterating yung sinabi ko, the start of the SEM, welcome to Food Tech for real this time. Last na talaga. Sige, ano pa yung speech na?
Sorry.
Gumayin.
Sir, yung po, since mag-edit pa po kami, what time nyo po ine-expect yung, yung final production po?
I-check ko to as is, yung initially sinubmit nyo. Tapos ihabol nyo lang lahat ng kaya nyo ihabol. Ganun.
Tapos sa same link din po ba or email na lang po namin? The same
Kaya pa ba
session
magdagdag
din or
sa
email mo?
Kaya pa ba magdagdag sa Google Classroom pag nakapag-submit na? Hindi na, no? Email nyo
Hindi,
na lang.
baka
Email nyo na lang.
submit na po. Sige, email na. Sige po.
Sige.
Thank you, sir.
Sige, ayun. So, yung grading niyan, consider ko pa rin naman yung mga habol as long as makita kong, for example, na-implement siya or like nakatulong siya. Huwag kayong gumawa ng documents or like submissions just for the sake of like, mas complete yung prod plan natin. Sana nakakatulong talaga siya dun sa actual production. So, yun yung focus nyo. Ganun. Ayun lang. So, ayun, again, kung wala nang questions, we're good for today. See you tomorrow and like, go. Tapos, kung may like, sige, message na lang ako tomorrow if may kailangan kayong tanong or whatever. Nasa UP lang naman ako lagi, basically. 8 to 5-ish. Ganun. Ayan, bye. Okay na ba?
Thank you po.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.